I used to think the golden rule was simple, almost too simple to matter, something you hear as a child and quietly outgrow, like a moral cliché that sounds good but feels disconnected from real life. But everything changed when I stopped treating it like advice and started living it like a discipline, because what I discovered was unsettling at first. Treating others the way I wanted to be treated required far more honesty, restraint, and awareness than I had ever practiced. And in that challenge, I found a path not just to better relationships, but to rebuilding myself from the inside out. Step 10, the least noticeable but where the shift began, was awareness in small interactions. Holding a door, making eye contact, acknowledging someone's presence, things I used to overlook or rush through. One morning I paused to genuinely greet a stranger instead of defaulting to silence, and I felt the subtle difference it made, not just for them, but for me. Step 9 was listening. Not waiting to respond, not interrupting, not redirecting conversations back to myself, but actually hearing people. I remember a conversation where I said very little, and yet it became one of the most meaningful exchanges I had that week. It showed me how rare true attention has become. Step 8 was tone. I started paying attention to how I spoke, not just what I said. The same sentence could build someone up or tear them down depending on how it was delivered. I caught myself one day responding sharply out of frustration, paused, and rephrased with intention, and the outcome shifted completely. Step 7 was patience. I stopped expecting people to meet my standards instantly. Traffic, delays, misunderstandings, moments that used to irritate me became opportunities to practice restraint. One afternoon, instead of reacting to a mistake someone made, I chose patience, and it diffused what could have become conflict. Step 6 was empathy. I began asking myself a simple question. What might this person be going through that I can't see? That question changed how I interpreted behavior. What once looked like rudeness sometimes revealed itself as stress, exhaustion, or pain. Step 5 was consistency. It's easy to be kind when it's convenient, but much harder when it's not. I focused on applying the golden rule even when I was tired, frustrated, or unmotivated. That consistency began to shape my character in ways occasional effort never could. Step 4 was accountability. I started holding myself responsible for moments when I fell short. Instead of justifying my behavior, I owned it. I apologized when necessary, not to protect my image, but to correct my actions. That honesty strengthened my integrity. Step 3 was boundaries. I realized that treating others well didn't mean neglecting myself. The golden rule includes self-respect. I began saying no when needed, creating space where I had once overextended, and understanding that mutual respect requires balance. Step 2 was intention. I stopped moving through interactions on autopilot and started being deliberate. Whether it was a conversation, a decision, or a reaction, I asked myself how I would want to be treated in that moment, and let that guide me. And then there was step 1, the most important, the foundation of everything, alignment. Aligning my actions with my values, even when no one was watching, even when it was inconvenient, even when it required discomfort. Because the golden rule isn't about occasional kindness, it's about consistent character. As I practiced these steps, something shifted within me. My relationships deepened, conversations became more meaningful, conflict decreased, not because life became easier, but because I handled it differently. I became more aware of my impact, more intentional with my actions, more grounded in how I moved through the world. And what surprised me most was that the more I focused on how I treated others, the more I changed internally. I became calmer, more patient, more centered. In the end, the golden rule wasn't just about others, it was a mirror. It reflected who I was becoming, and who I still needed to be. And through that reflection, I didn't just improve how I treated people, I elevated how I lived, growing into someone whose actions matched their values, and discovering that true development doesn't come from what I achieve, but from how consistently I choose to show up for the world and for myself. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the Digital Mentor 727 via YouTube.